Welcome to Living the Empowered Life podcast, where we discuss all things empowering, encouraging and inspiring. My name is Yvonne Ellis. I'm an empowerment speaker, author, coach, trainer and founder of Yumi Empowerment, a company that facilitates the empowerment of people. I help people to make positive life change, live in their purpose and develop into their best version of self. I share stories, interviews, spiritual encouragement and actionable tips to empower, encourage and inspire you to live the life you want. So if you want to live the empowered life, join me each week on my podcast so we can take the journey together. Hello Empowered Lifers, welcome to episode 57 of Living the Empowered Life podcast. My name is Yvonne. I hope that you are all doing well today. So if you are a new listener here, welcome. I hope that you find this episode to be something of value to you. Also, to my continued listeners and supporters, thank you so much for continuing to listen in. I appreciate and love you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Stitcher, please do so by hitting the subscribe or follow button so you don't miss the bi-weekly episodes of this podcast. So today, guys, is episode 57 and it's a very special episode today. It is about the launch of my new book, Exceptional, Not Expected. Now, if you have been following me over on Instagram, you will see that this week, or should I say last week, I have done a series of posts about my book, whether that is book pictures or just talking about my book, because I wanted you guys to know that my book is coming out today. And it is really an exciting event for me. Even though I have done 5 books, I get excited about every single book that I do. It is such an accomplishment to see all the hard work and effort that I've put into the book come together in such a magnificent way. So today really is just about the book, and I want to share with you a little bit about what the book is about and also do for you a little bit of a book reading so you can kind of get a flavour for what this book is about. So before I get into the book reading, I want to share with you a quote that I came across by a lady called Shelby Lynn, and it says, "Be exceptional. Make tremendous efforts to be extraordinary. What a privilege to be here on the planet to contribute your unique donation to humankind. Just make sure you do so." So I really love this quote. I think it's quite fitting for this episode because to be exceptional and not expected really is about walking in your uniqueness, walking in your identity, your God-given identity that the Lord has given you, fulfilling your purpose and vision, and just being a light wherever you go. So this just really leads on as well to me asking you guys to send me in your quotes. I will leave links in the show notes about where you can send that quote to, or you can DM me on Instagram, which is YEME_empowerment, or on my Facebook and Twitter by the same name. But I would love you guys to send me in any quotes that you think might motivate other listeners who listen into this podcast, any motivational, inspirational quotes, because as I said at the beginning of the show, I want to be able to share these quotes with other listeners to encourage them on their journey to living an empowered life. And as I said, you don't have to give your name. You can give a pet name if you want. You don't even have to give your name. But if you do give your name, I will give credit to you as the person who sent in the quote, or I will just say who the quote is by and just share it with the listeners. So guys, please do send in your quotes because it's about community over here on Living the Empowered Life, empowering and encouraging and inspiring each other to live the best life that we can. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to share with you a little bit about this book. It's funny how past circumstances, low self-esteem and low confidence, not to mention circumstances, can affect the journey of life. Many of my clients describe themselves as being at a point in life where they feel stuck, with roots that can be traced to somewhere in their past. It is a common thread in the experiences of both mine and many other women. And because of the impact those moments and memories leave us with, they can influence the way we think about ourselves, our capabilities and our lives, resulting in living life in a way that friends, family, society expect you to live. How disheartening to exist without consideration for yourself. No wonder it is hard to imagine living a life where you can be exceptional and not expected. Introduction. It feels like it has taken me a lifetime. well over 20 years for me to finally be at a place where I'm living the life I want. It has been a life-changing and transformative journey. I have learned to adapt my way of thinking as I overcame certain obstacles such as lies, low self-esteem and low confidence. It took a lot of hard work, self-reflection, therapy and courage to lay hold of what was mine in the first place. The right to live my life to its full capacity and purpose without feeling I needed permission to do so, because I came from disadvantaged beginnings. However, to be exceptional and not expected, I first had to work my way through the dross and dirt left behind from childhood trauma. In addition, I had to unlearn toxic habits and change my mindset. Most importantly, I had to change the way I viewed myself, my capabilities, my potential and my value. After working through an array of different and difficult challenges, tests and trials, I finally started the journey to live the life I never thought was possible at the grand age of 35 years old. My transformational journey and my then 14-year-old daughter's school report served as the inspiration to write this book. Her report listed all the subjects she had undertaken. The teacher marked her comprehension of each subject, graded as followed. Expected basically means as predicted, and exceptional exceeded expectations. This was an epiphany moment for me and an accurate representation of how I was living my life a decade ago, and from my observations on how many people live their lives today. So when I decided to write this book, Exceptional Not Expected, An Ordinary Woman's Guide to Living an Empowered Life, it was an opportunity to share with you, the reader, that you can live the life you want at any age, despite the challenges, tests and trials that we encounter in this complicated and beautiful experience called life. Let me ask you a question. How many of you, like me, have always done what is expected, predicted, or determined by people, life or circumstances? For instance, turning up every day to a job you do not want to do because of responsibilities, just giving minimal effort. Because the things that you are doing do not inspire you to do or want more. And those around us, whether in work, family or our community, don't encourage us to strive for more, because what they expect from you is based on what they see you do, not on your potential or promise. Some of us, and I'm guessing you're one of them, want to be exceptional. We know we are capable of great things, but our surroundings, current circumstances, social circle, negative self-talk and other hindrances stop us from daring to explore our true potential. Consequently, we do what is expected of us, not what we believe in ourselves. And herein lies the problem, because you and I were not created by the living God to live subpar lives, ticking other people's boxes, limited by ourselves or the expectations of society on how we should live our lives. We are created in the image of God, and He has designed and assigned each of us a specific and unique purpose to fulfill. Until we discover and tap into it, we will always live life to the standard of expected and not exceptional. In turn, we will have very little to show for a life meant to be lived to the full. So what does it mean to live exceptional and not expected? And how does that show up in a person's life? It involves making intentional choices and decisions. It means taking action to undertake a journey of self-improvement and personal development. It's about discovering your God-given purpose through a relationship with God and living your life tailored to it. It involves embracing you authentically and holding on to you in the process of personal change, courageously breaking out of the boxes, barriers and stereotypes and constraints that life, people and circumstances have you hemmed in. And of course, daring to be different and live differently through transforming your mindset. And you know what? The wonderful thing about living exceptionally and not expected? Anyone can do it. You don't have to be rich, famous, or considered important in the eyes of others. You just have to make up your mind that this is the standard by which you want to live your life. You have to want it. To be exceptional is all about desiring to live an empowered life to a high standard of excellence with vision, purpose and intention. To acquire it, it is a journey of sacrifice, self-discovery, courage and knowledge. It is about living true to who you are uniquely called to be. It took me a long time to understand and walk in the belief that I am exceptional. And yes, I boldly claim that term for myself. I've earned every right to, and in all things I give the glory to Jesus Christ, to whom all honour is due. It is a feat that could only be, in my experience, be achieved through Jesus Christ, who empowered me to not only survive, but thrive in the face of trauma and adversity, and defy the odds people and society expected from someone of my background. In this book, I share with you advice, wisdom, tips, knowledge, encouragement and insight from lessons learned whilst going through different life experiences and overcoming challenges. It is empowering knowledge that I've shared in part through blogs, podcasts, social media posts, countless journal notes that I have kept over the years, as well as new reflections on my current journey. The life topics covered in this book are things that I've personally experienced, which I've transformed into tips and how-to steps to help you make a positive life change. Some of the entries are long, while others are short and to the point. Nonetheless, all that I share with you from my journey has brought me personal success. Additionally, throughout the book, I share quotes that I created to empower, encourage and inspire you. The beauty of this book is that you can dip in and out when you want, and you can go directly to a subject matter for the situation you are facing. I also share a biblical word to encourage you. Even though I see myself as exceptional, I am no different to you. I'm an ordinary woman that took advantage of situations and opportunities to develop and help me to live the best life possible. As a result, I am now doing amazing things. I started from where I was with what I had. I made changes, and you can too. The main thing you will need to be exceptional and not expected is to accept and love you. I know that for many people, this is not easy to do. The messages society conveys to us through social media, advertisements and other visual mediums is that if we have whatever it is that they are selling us, then it will make us more desirable, better, accepted and loved. But the truth is, all you need is you. Yes, all of you, your flaws, your unique ways, just you. When you can accept and love yourself for who you are, then you have everything. I've battled for many years to accept and even like myself. My abuse left me feeling inadequate, less than, incomplete and broken. It resulted in me pursuing unhealthy ways to try and accept myself. I sought validation from others. I focused on my appearance, anything to try and seek self-love. However, I didn't realise until I was in my late 20s that it all starts from within. It meant I had to deal with my brokenness. It meant instead of rejecting myself because of the shame of my abuse, I had to accept myself how I was. It was not easy, but what I gained from accepting and loving myself as I was a sense of peace. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not the most attractive person on the planet, and I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. However, I know most importantly of all that I am loved by God and I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by the Creator of heaven and earth. He knows all the worst things about me and loves me with an everlasting love. That is more than enough. Yet at one point in my life, it was not more than enough for me, but taking a step to believe it until I felt it gave me the reassurance and acceptance about myself. Everything else transcended from that God-given truth. It is still a journey, but I can say that I accept and love who I am. If you want to be exceptional and not expected, you must first accept yourself, then over time, learn to like and love yourself. If you do that, the pressure to conform to the pressures of society and the expectations of everyone else will decrease. If you struggle to accept and love yourself, I would recommend accept the unconditional love of God through Jesus Christ. Embrace yourself how you are in the acknowledgement that you are still a work in progress. Show yourself grace, not condemnation. The most powerful gift you can give yourself is acceptance and love. If you cannot give yourself that, why would others around you or those whose validation you are seeking give that to you? Besides the grace of God, success and contentment in life will flow from this truth. You must be at peace with who you are. But God demonstrates his love towards us in that whilst we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. So guys, I just read there the introduction to my book and one of the entries, Accept and Love You. Now this book has 50 entries on different subjects, on different topics, on so many different life experiences to help you to be exceptional and not expected, to live an empowered life. Now, this book, as I said, is available on Amazon, and I will leave a link to it in the show notes. You are also welcome to contact me via email if you want to purchase a signed copy of the book. The book is actually on the website, but I'm not sure if the webmaster has added the PayPal button to purchase the book. If not, you can contact me on the email in the show notes if you want to purchase a direct copy from me that is signed by me. Now, if you do purchase this book, guys, I really, would be very grateful if you would leave me a review of the book on Amazon, because, in leaving a review, other people will see it and be interested in buying the book. I really appreciate your support. If you do buy this book and leave a review, I would be very, very grateful. So guys, that is what I wanted to share with you about this book. I feel really excited about it. I feel it's actually, a book that is really coming from my heart. All my books come from my heart, obviously, but I think this is more me showing my struggles in an up and close way with you all, because in my other books, obviously it detailed my struggles, but, not really how I got through them and the things that helped me to get through them. And that is what's going to be so evident about this book, Exceptional, Not Expected, because it really is not only sharing with you the struggles and kind of reflections and thoughts on them, but also how to get through them as well. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me for this episode. All links to Yumi Empowerment resources, books, everything like that will be in the show notes below, and I will definitely be doing an update and telling you guys how the book is going. Now, if you are on social media and you see me post pictures of the book or anything about the book and you've purchased the book, drop me a comment and let me know, because that would be really, really encouraging. I am planning actually to do an audiobook version of this book at some point, but I do hope that you found it enjoyable. As usual, guys, when I do the post notification, do let me know if you listened to this episode, what you thought of the book reading, and let me know your thoughts on it. And, as always, I appreciate your support. So that is it for this episode, guys. Until the next one, take care.